It's Brian Kiczula with CostSegRX. Today we're going to be talking about land allocations. It's important to assign a reasonable land allocation to your property. And it's also important to know that CostSegRX does not provide land allocations. It's up to you as a property owner to decide a reasonable land allocation for your property. We recommend that you document how you determine the land allocation and save it with your property documents. The first thing is if your property was placed into service in a prior tax year, we are going to request a copy of your fixed asset schedule or depreciation schedule, which will have the building basis and the land allocation already carved out. There's about 6 different methods that we can help provide you with guidance when calculating a land allocation. If you acquired the property in the current year and you need to carve out the land allocation, one of the first places that I would recommend looking is at the county tax assessor's record, and we can help you with this. This is what we're going to provide on our initial estimate. We're going to go to the county tax assessor's record to see what they have listed as the land allocation. And typically what they'll show is the improved value as a percentage. So if they show that you have an improved value of 89.76%, then we would know the land allocation would be 10.24%. Now, they may also have a different percentage. It might be 70.24% improved, and that would leave you with a land allocation of 29.76%. So it's important to note that land allocations are not the same everywhere across the United States. The land allocation on the beach in San Diego is going to be more expensive than a land allocation in El Cajon, San Diego. Same thing. A property in Birmingham, Alabama may have a land allocation of 5% in a rural area and 15 to 20% in a more developed area. So when we're looking at the tax assessed value, the court case that we point to was the Conroe office building versus Commissioner. Another option that you can use when selecting a land allocation is to look at an appraiser's letter. Not many taxpayers or clients are going to go out and get an appraiser's letter on the value of their land. However, a lot of times you will have an appraisal on the property where the appraiser has listed a land allocation. Now, often they use the land allocation from the county tax assessor's records, but sometimes they do the cost approach and will share another land allocation. So those are the 2 land allocation methods that I recommend starting with. If you don't have an appraisal on the property and the county's tax assessor's land allocation looks higher than you think it should be, we can take a look at some of the other options. There's replacement cost new, reproduction cost new, and then an adjusted reproduction cost new. The very last method that I would use would be a rule of thumb method. So that's just taking a flat 20% for property in your area. If you are involved in an audit, the IRS is going to ask you to provide some type of documentation as to how you calculated the land allocation. So again, we just recommend that you should calculate a reasonable land allocation and then document how you came up with that and just save it with your work papers. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at CostSegRX.com.